environment clean?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you remember what we did last time?
Yes.
Yes. What type of functions did we use?
Uh, we used first we copied the we filtered the just a second. Just a second.
We used the proper function.
All right.
Then we
What,
also learned about the filtering method of the columns.
what's the shortcut for filter? Do you remember? Anybody remembers the shortcut keys for filter? Okay. How do you do the filter?
So select the row and then go to data and select the column. Sorry.
Ah, then filter, right?
Filter, yes, yes.
So if you see over here, you see another shortcut over here, Control Shift plus L if you want to do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't filter this way, but I remember it Alt DFF because that is the older version of Excel.
Hmm.
When they did not have these ribbons, they had the drop down. They are a drop down menu.
Okay.
So those shortcuts also work
Hmm.
at it. Okay, so Control Shift L is one. Did we look at sorting data?
Yeah, we sorted it based on alphabetically.
Yeah. Yes.
And we
We
remove
sorted the
the
rows.
repeaters,
Sorry, we removed the.
repeating values like the hospitals that were getting the providers name that were getting repeated. We removed that.
Yeah, we removed the duplicates. Yes. So we removed those. Okay.
Then we used AutoFit also, and
Yes. How did we paste this data? Did we do something special?
We
Yeah, we use
selected
the
the whole
space
thing.
special option.
Yes, we use the paste special option. Okay, and we copied this data. Now when we go back to the report, okay, this is our report. We've got the provider name. So what do we need now? We need this. We need the number. How do I add a number? I can type
And
1, 2, 3.
we can just drop it down, right? Like
Yes.
just type 1, 2 and just extend it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
flash fill. Yeah.
yeah. So you can double click this. It will fill everything.
Hmm.
Okay. The other way is I write a formula. This is equal to C9 is equal to other C10 is equal to C9 plus 1. Okay, and again I can repeat this formula. Okay. Do you remember what I talked about Control D? Do you remember? Do you remember what Control D does? It fills the data down. Control plus D will fill the data down. Okay, like this. So if I have a value 1 over here and I do Control D, it is going to copy the value which is above it and paste it at the bottom. If I do Control R, it is going to fill the value on the right. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Control D will fill the value down, Control R will fill the value on the right. So in the same way, I can go to the bottom of the last filled cell and select the range. Okay, so I want the value still here. I want the value still the 100th row. So I go to the bottom and now I do control D. I select that range and then I do control D because I want to fill the value till this point. Practically I can do it this way, right? I can keep on going till this and find that cell which is the last filled cell. But the easier way is obviously you find the last filled cell in the next column. Now the challenge, right, in terms of using a value like this, if I am putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and there is a break over here, let's say this value is not there. Okay, and now if I have selected this range and I do a double click like this, it is going to fill the value only till this point. Why? Because there is a break over here. It's not finding a continuous filled value either in this column or in this column, which is why it stops over here. So you will get that in many cases. So the best option I find is, obviously I put this formula. And I go to the last fill cell like this. Then I do control D. So even if there is a break, it doesn't stop me from getting that value. So let me put that name again back. Now, do you see the format of the number? How is the format of the number?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 0, 1 and a dot. So if I type over here 0, 1, first of all, it's not going to take the 0 because it's a number. And I put 0, 1 dot, still it's not taking anything. It's still taking it as a number because at 1.0 it will take. But if I say 0.22, it will take it 1.22. I don't want it that way. I want 0.01 and then the dot. So I want 22 dot, 23 dot like that. And also this number is possibly center aligned. Okay. So what do? I select this range. I select this range. I go to this number. You see this option number and here number formatting. So this is more number formats. Okay. Within this more number formats, I have a lot of options. I can have it as a number, but here I am having 2 decimals. I can have it as a currency. There is a dollar symbol which comes in, but I need something different. So I go to custom and I type 00 and dot. So when I do this, I get the required format. I get the required structure. Okay. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you try this? Did you get this on your report?
So can you do it one more time?
Yes, please. This time I'm going to take only one cell because I want to explain one more concept. So I go to number and in this more number formats. So go to custom. So here when I see, right, I just see the sample. I'm seeing the output over here. So if I do 00 dot, it shows me this output over here at the top sample. So this one is going to get converted into 0, 1, dot. If I put another 0, it's going to make it 0, 0, 1 dot. Everybody got this? Anybody facing
Yes,
any
sir.
issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what I did, right? I did it only for one value. But what do I do for the rest? Okay, what do I do for the rest? So there is a, you see the symbol over here under home, and in the home ribbon there is a clipboard tab kind of, and then you see the symbol. It's a paintbrush symbol. Okay, so I have selected this cell 01 over here, and I click on this symbol. So when I click on this, I'm copying the formatting, and when I paste, right, the formatting for this also changes. Okay, so if I want to hold on to that formatting, right, I will double click this value. So when I double click this value, this formatting is going to be there for a longer time unless I click something else, and I can select the range that I want. I mean, I can select the range or I can select another cell continuously. This formatting is not gone. The symbol is not gone. And when I press escape, it will go away. So like I said, there are two ways. I mean, the best option is to select the entire range. But by chance, if you missed it, or if there is any other number, right? Let's say if I have a number over here, and a number over here, and a number over here, and I want to change the formatting for that. So I double click this, I click here, I click here, I click here. So this way, using this format painter rather, I can change the formatting of the other cells as well. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go back to the report and let's see what is the other value. So we have provider ID. We need provider ID and we need provider state. So first of all, I see the provider name. I need to get this provider ID for this provider name. So any idea how I could do this? This provider name, for this provider name, I need the provider ID. So there are again couple of ways in which you can do this. All right. You remember we copied these provider names over here. So let's copy the provider ID over here as well. From our data, we're going to copy provider name over here, and we're going to copy the provider state or other provider ID. Now if I remove the duplicates, then I can remove the duplicates. I go to, how do I remove the duplicates?
Data. Yeah.
Data and this.
Yeah.
Remove duplicates. Right?
So this
And
time you
again I will
copied
sort
the provider name and the provider ID both.
yes, I copied 2 columns. I want to remove duplicates from 2 columns.
Okay.
Okay. For every provider name, the ID is going to be same. It's like your student ID or your roll number in college, right? It's unique for that particular year. And I believe in the roll number also you have a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, so it becomes unique across. So I have this information now. Okay. But if I look at the report, I have sorted this value. So one way is I sort this data again. I select this data and I sort it. Okay. And I sort it on the provider name because that is how my data is. So practically I have this data sorted. I have 92 rows here. And here also I have 92 rows. So if you select this value, right? If I select this range at the bottom over here, you see a count. You see a count of number. That is the number of records which are present over here. It tells you how many rows are filled. So it tells you that count. If it is not a numeric value, it's a text. So it's counting those numbers and telling you. Okay. So the simplest option is I just copy this number because it is sorted and I know there is nothing going to be amiss in between. There is nothing I'm going to leave out in between over here. So I can just copy this value and put it in the report. That is one way, which is a very easy way, but I want to explain a particular formula. So what I'm going to do is we are going to use a formula that is called as VLOOKUP. You ever used or heard of VLOOKUP? Anybody ever used VLOOKUP?
No, sir.
Okay. So let me explain that a little bit. So I'm going to add a tab over here. VLOOKUP. Let's say I have a table of name, ID. Let's say I have a table of ID, name, and marks. Right? I have ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have name. Now I want to assign some numbers over here. I want to assign some marks. So there is a, so either I type like this, right? I type like this. I keep on typing. Though it's easier because I have only 6 values over here. There is a formula called rand between. Okay. It gives you random numbers between two values. So if I give 70 to 100, 100, right? It will give me random numbers between those two values. This is another formula which you can consider whenever you want to rand between. Alright. Now I have this table. I have this information. I want to, for a particular ID, I give any particular ID over here. I need to find out the name and I want to find out the marks. So in Excel, like I said, there is a formula called VLOOKUP. What it does, that formula is going to take this value ID as one input and it's going to search for that value in this table. Okay, this is my table let's say this is my table. I'm going to color this differently. Okay. In this table, this is my first column, this is my second column, this is my third column. So what it does, it takes this value 1 ID, it will search in this particular range. If I choose this range, I can get only 1 and 2. This is 1, this is 2. And I want to find this second name. So I'm going to give this value of 2. So I can basically take this value and search in this entire table to find out the name. That is what this VLOOKUP function does. So there is a structure to this function, and I'm not going to type it like this. I can type it like that, but you will not understand it easily. So on the formulas tab, right? So first I'm going to explain this, then I would ask you to try this once. On the formulas tab, you go to insert function. Here, right, you will see a lot of these functions. You will see a lot of functions. If I click all, I will see all the functions which are there. There are quite a lot of functions in Excel. Okay, and I'm going to search for VLOOKUP. So if looks for a value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. So like I was explaining, I want to search this value ID. It is going to search in the leftmost column. So what is important is this ID should be in the leftmost column. Okay, and based on this column, in whatever row I get this column value, so let's say I get the value in 1 over here, right? I get this value over here. So it's going to search for the next, it's going to pick up this value which is there in that column. Okay, so we'll try that and we'll understand. So the lookup value is 1. My lookup value is 1. The table array is the array I need to choose. So I want only the name. I choose this value. I choose this table. What value do I want to? The column index number is, like I said, 1, 2. So this column index number is 2 because I want the name. So when you see this, right, you see the name over here coming up. For this particular ID, the name is Harry. And the range is to find the closest match or find the exact match. So we normally give it as false. I mean, I don't give anything also, that also works, but you normally give it as false. And when you press OK, you get the value Harry. So you see this VLOOKUP over here. All right. Did you get that? Do you want me to repeat it?
Sir, could
So
you
could you
repeat
explain
the?
what that
Huh.
false means? What is this
It's a
false?
it's basically checking for a partial match or it's checking for an exact match. A true false indicates whether it is checking for a partial match or an exact match. If you read this right, to find the closest match or find an exact match. The closest match is a partial match. Okay.
If I type true instead of false, what would be the result?
Hmm. Gives you the same result because you're still getting that value.
Sir, what does the column index number stand for?
So the column index number, like I said, right, in this table array, what value do you want to look up? So in this table array, so if I give 1, right, I will get the value 1. So I'm going to change this to false. If I give the value 2, I'm getting the name. So so let's say if I change this C to D, right? So I'm getting 3 columns over here. Okay. Now when I choose 3, I will get the marks. So you notice the marks 82. That's value it is picking up. So this 1, 2, 3 is the column number. What value do you want to look up?
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Will you try this?
Yeah, trying, sir.
Yes, so make this table.
Sir, what will be the lookup value for our table?
So the lookup value, right? Based on the ID, you want to find out the name and mark. So you're looking up this number one.
So in our case, it will be the provider name.
Yeah, in our case, it will be provider name. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody facing any issues? Anybody not getting this?
Sir, I'm not getting it.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah. Sir, I can't share it for some reason.
No, it started sharing. Can you share your desktop?
Achha. Is this visible?
It's visible, but there's a black box coming in between. So you have to share your desktop. Otherwise, it's not going to show the pop-up window actually.
Achha, okay. Just a minute.
Yeah, now show. Yeah, click on insert function. And would put that false. Can you go to the table array? Yeah, see what you have done, right? You have kept the ID first. You are looking up the name, but you have kept the ID first. So VLOOKUP will not work.
Achha.
So the column has to be, you need to change the data. In the
I
data, you
can't.
need the column
Achha.
first. Yeah, remove the entire thing backspace, remove it, remove the entire. So you see the name is coming at the bottom because you're given column index number as 1. Now you need to give the column index number as 2. When you give the column index number as 2, you will get the value.
Got it, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Did you guys try this? This is a simpler one, just to explain the concept. Everybody got this? Anybody facing any issue in this? Now the other aspect which is important in this, right? Oh, I'll get the marks also. So I'm just going to type VLOOKUP. Here I'm getting the name. I'm getting the marks. Now let me show you an issue which you will get. You can get. So how do I repeat this formula for the others? Any idea?
Control D.
Okay, I will do that. I can do Control D or I can do this fill also. Now you notice something, I'm getting an error. This value for 2 is coming NA, but over here I'm getting this value of 2. So let's see what is the issue over here. You notice, so I'm going to do F2. When you do F2, right, you can see the formula. You notice the color I2, it's telling me what value I have taken. I have taken this I2 over here. This B2 to D7 is this table range. Okay, everything looks correct till here. And I am selecting this value 2. This column index number is 2. When I select Larry, do you see something which has changed over here? As compared to this row, has something changed? Do you see a difference?
An extra row is added in the table.
As you go down, the extra row is not added. What is happening is the table range is
The
changing.
table range is extending.
Yeah, the table range is shifting down. So in Excel, what happens is when you copy a formula which has a reference to some place, it is going to automatically shift that reference. Okay, it's going to automatically shift that reference. Why? For Excel, this, for when it is I2, this range starts from B2. So when this becomes I3, this range will start from B3. When this is I4, this range is starting for B4. That is what it's doing. It is automatically changing that reference. But I need, which is why when it reaches over here, it does not find any of these values. It does not find a value for I2. For I, when I again put the value 1 over here, it does not find that value over here. Why? Because the range is now starting from B8, where there is nothing over here. Okay, so if I put, I mean, this number is showing over here, but over here, there's nothing like that present over here. I'm not getting the right value over here. So what do I need to do is I need to fix this value. Okay, in order to fix this, what I need to do, there is a, so if I do this, right, if I do this, I'm good. So when you do F2, when you click F2, you can edit that formula and you see this B2 number. I press F4 once, the data gets fixed. Okay, this column and row is fixed. This dollar sign indicates that both the column and row is fixed. If I press F4 once again, it indicates that the column is not fixed, but the row is fixed. Okay, so if I do Control R over here, it shifts the value where the row is fixed, but the column is not fixed. If I do Control D, it's still going to take this value. If I press F4 once again, and now my column is fixed, the row is not fixed. Okay, so now if I do this, Control R, it is still going to give me the value of B2. And when I press Control D over here, it changes the value. It goes to B3. And when I again press F4, it comes back to the normal without any dollar symbol. So what we need to do, if I press it F4 once, right, I am fixing the column and the row. So here I need to fix this value. For B2, I need to fix the table range. So I press F4 twice, where I am putting a dollar symbol, where automatically a dollar symbol comes in front of B2 and D7. And now when I fill this, right, I will get the right value. And same for this formula of marks. Got it? Did you guys try this? The dollar symbol, adding the dollar symbol? Hello? Were you able to understand this? Do you want me to repeat this?
Sir, can you repeat it once?
Right, you want me to repeat how I added the constant?
Yes, yes.
So like I said, if I have a value like this, okay, the purpose of this constant is I need some values fixed. Okay. So let's say I have to find out the percentage or percentile. Okay. Now what I will do is I want to find out the percentage of this value. Right? This is correct. Out of whatever percentile or out of the total, I'm just calculating some percentage. That is 17% of 474. Now, what will happen is if I double click this, right, I am going to, this formula is keeps on changing, but I need to fix this value of 474. So in order to fix this value of 474, which is D8, I go to D8 and I press an F4. When I do this, and now when I say change the formula, right, it is going to fix the value of D8 everywhere whenever I drag that particular formula, which is why it is important to fix the same in terms of the table range in my VLOOKUP.
Okay, sir, got it.
Now, in the same way, like you have VLOOKUP, let's say if I have the data instead of this way, I have data like this. It is the same thing. I still have the same data, but it's a horizontal row. And if I want to calculate this value again, right? If I still want this value of ID for a particular ID, I want to look up the value of name and marks. So I will use not VLOOKUP, but I will use HLOOKUP. So like you have VLOOKUP, there is a formula called HLOOKUP, which works in the same way. It's just that the table array, instead of being in columns, is in rows. Okay, so I select this. The table array I select like this. The column index number is, name is 2, and this is false. Everything is same, the formula, everything. It's just that the lookup array has to be in this format. It will be in rows, not columns. Make sense? Everybody understood this? HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, what is the difference? Any doubts, folks? By the way, if you're, can you guys type in your name so that I'll mark your attendance? So like we did this VLOOKUP, we need to look up the value for provider ID. So what is important, like I said, for provider ID, the name has to be in the left hand side column. So here when I do this, VLOOKUP, the lookup value is the provider name. The table array is in another tab. So I need to select that tab. Column index number is 2 and this is false. Okay, so I need to fix this also in this case. And I repeat that. This third column which is there in our report is the provider state. When I look at the data, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. There's only one state over here. So as of now, I can just copy it. Otherwise, I'll have to use VLOOKUP. But the other thing which is mentioned in this report, okay, the other thing which is mentioned in this report is the full form of this particular state. So ideally what would happen if I have multiple states over here, I need to literally so actually let's do this, right? Let's do this. If I copy the provider state from here, I'm going to remove the duplicates from here. Okay. What I would want over there is this name. So again, I can do VLOOKUP. Okay, but I know since I have only one record, I know the name is Michigan. I can literally type it manually if I want to, but it would make sense to kind of use the formula. Any questions till now? You guys understood how to use VLOOKUP? All right. So I'm going to stop here because these two require another formula and that will take time in explaining. I'm going to stop here for now. Okay. And we'll talk again tomorrow morning.